Yo, what's up, Foolys? It's your boy Othree. Welcome to the Stay Rowdy documentary. Today we're gonna be talking about the rise and the fall of Stay Rowdy. It was a clothing brand that I started along with the homies a couple years ago. But we're gonna give y'all some behind the scenes, it was a quick history, a quick summary of what we did and what we came up with. Show y'all some footage, the 2 commercials that we were able to put together, and some of the Rowdies episodes that were released over the years. But in order to tell the history of Stay Rowdy, we got to start at the very beginning. So years ago, I was a student at Ohio Wesleyan University, OU, and my boy Billy and I, we were at Slocum Hall. And at this time, I was doing my music shit, he was doing his music shit, 2 different styles, but we were trying to create a record label. And eventually we came up with Rowdy Regime, and my boy Billy was the one who designed the original logo of the Rowdy Regime, which eventually became the logo of Stay Rowdy. I call it the face. If you see it on the screen, it's on the, I don't know what side is it going to be on, but it's on that side. So Billy created the face logo, and for years it continued on as Rowdy Regime, the record label. But then in like 2019, I wanted to start a clothing brand, because everybody would tell me like, yo, Othree, that fucking logo is dope. And this is before I even had the Baby Fool logo. Like, yo, you should do something, you should sell merch with that face logo. You could do a crazy ass clothing brand with it. And you know, if enough people tell me that it'd be a good idea, it was a lot of people actually, it was a lot of people that would tell me that. So I was like, you know what, fool, let's do it, let's put it together. And around this time I was like, I'm gonna do it right, you know. So I started studying marketing and branding. It's a whole different thing in itself. But one of the best pieces of advice that I got from Gary V, who was, you know, real known in the space, he said, you got to treat your business like a media company. And I took that to heart. And so I was like, you know, we got the clothing brand, but I also have this dream of creating like some kind of media company. I've always never been shy of being in front of the camera, right? And so I was like, you know what, let's do some social media content. Let's do some YouTube shows on TikTok, on on Instagram, obviously, YouTube, Snapchat. So I was including all the social media apps in our marketing strategy. And obviously, to me, my favorite ones were the Rowdies. Like, those were the vlogs that I would record on this app on my phone. The name of the app is Clips. So I would record the footage, edit it on Clips, add the fucking like the VHS filter on it, and then that would be it. But then we also had like photo shoots and commercials that we were putting together for the drops. It was these ideas I was bringing to life along with the homies. And to us, at least, like, the story that we were trying to tell, or the message that we were trying to get across, was stay rowdy, right? Just stay rowdy in everything that you do. Obviously, we were focused on the street culture, like graffiti, smoking, the drinking, the underground street shit, fucking lowriders, just anything that was related to the street culture. We were, you know, that was our main crowd. That's who we were targeting. That was our audience. So yeah, that was it. Like, just stay rowdy in everything that you do. That was like the message that we were trying to get across. That's why the question was, do you stay rowdy? That was like our slogan. Do you stay rowdy? And if you said yes, then obviously, you know, hopefully you would, you know, spend some time and spend some money, spend some of your money with us, or you know, at least watch our videos or whatever. And while I was doing this marketing and branding, I was like, how do we stand out, right? Because multiple people do the whole street culture shit. Like, multiple people focus on the LA street culture. And as part of the marketing and branding, another tip that I got was solving a problem. And one major problem that I, you know, have dealt with over the years as I got in bigger was finding dope ass clothes that fit me. And I know I'm not the only one that has, you know, that has the same struggle. I know my peoples, you know, we're a lot of us are big, so we struggle to find clothes that look cool and they fit good. So I was like, you know what, let's focus on the big homies. Let's focus on the big and tall crowd, because that's the term that they use to sell that type of clothes, big and tall. So we started. My idea was like, fool, let's sell up to like 5XL just to begin with, because I did some research. I actually did some research. I did like a whole business plan, marketing plan, and I went around the website. Like I went on the internet, went to all these websites of different streetwear companies, and I tried to see like what was the biggest size they went up to, and rarely I would find anything that any clothing brand that would sell up to 5XL. So I was like, boom, there it is. That was our two main fucking like target audience, the Bay Homies and street culture. So if you combine any Bay Homie that was involved in the street culture, right, that was our main fucking target. That was our target audience, the Bay Homies that were a part of the street culture in LA. And yeah, that was it. Like that was literally quick as fuck. Honestly, like I came up with that idea in a fucking week. And after that, it was up to me and the homies to bring it to life. And I'm gonna show you right now the first 10 episodes of the Rowdies, and I hope you enjoy, and we'll be back. hope you enjoy the Rowdies episodes 1 through 10. You know, those were the first couple ones were just experiments, but as time went on, you could see like I started capturing a lot more of that rowdy shit that we were up to. Not everything, because I was not always in the right headspace to record, but you get the point. I want to highlight some important people, you know, because this wasn't a solo thing. This was, it was my idea, but I had a lot of help. My boy Sharky, you know, first and foremost, I have to give this fool a big ass shout out. My boy Carlos Tovar, that fool, like him and his family, they allowed me to use the permits from his business to open up accounts on the websites of Pro Club, Pro 5, Shaka, and all these other like wholesale companies, the companies that will sell wholesale, just like shirts and hats, and you know, that just in the clothing industry, right? So my boy Sharky came through with that. Obviously, we used Pro Clubs. We created an account on Pro Club. We got a couple shipments through Pro Club. I was actually able to visit the Pro Club warehouse in Gardena. It was crazy. It was dope as fuck. But, you know, I also want to give a shout out my boy Stay Lifted. A lot of his artistic ideas. That fool was a genius. You know, I was, you know, blessed that he was down to come on board and fucking put his ideas to the test and bring them to life, you know what I'm saying? So big shout out to my boy Stay Lifted, my homie Tons, my best friend, my road dog. He was the accountant, you know, he was gonna be right there with me, dog, at the very top. My boy Chino, you know, he was my fucking stay rowdy road dog. Like, we used to stay rowdy, fool, almost every day. We used to always kick it, dog, and, you know, get fucked up. And that's why he was always in the videos and with me while we were doing our stay rowdy missions. He was also our model. My boy Drone, my cousins Drone and Chunky, you know, these big ass fools too, so they were the models. So I kept them in mind when I was creating the whole business and marketing plan. I was like, if I struggle with it, I know my cousins struggle with it. So they were also models, and they helped me bring the vision to life. Chaos, Fernie, there's, you know, my two homies. They were like kind of investors. They were down with it. Always down to rep the brand and shit. They had a little knowledge of streetwear, so, you know, a lot of the ideas I was able to incorporate into the brand. The homie Tino, you know, I came through with a lot of that media shit, his knowledge in the media stuff. I know when we were doing the podcast, we were recording that shit in his garage. My first version of the podcast, Rowdy Talk, like, he helped me bring that shit to life. My brother, he was like the main like shadow investor. And we had a couple other shadow investors that we, you know, they were able to get in contact with and get some fed. We started with about like $1,000. I know that's not a lot, but to me that was a lot. We got a lot of the stuff that we need. We got everything that we needed, and yeah, so everything came together at the right time with the right people. Big shout out to my boy Noe, who owns his company, Millennial Threads Printing Company. He was the one that was printing the shirts for us. And a big shout out to my boy 17er. He was my cousin Chunky's coworker, and he was a big fucking smoker and shit. And I was like, fool, let me sponsor you, because around the time I had discovered this website called WeTube. So it was like YouTube but for stoners. And I was like, fool, hop on WeTube, wear fucking merch, and do fucking daily vlogs while you were toking it. And he was like, I'm down. So big shout out to my boy 17er. And those are like pretty much the most important people that were involved some way or the other, dog, with the brand. And obviously a big shout out to myself. But like I said, this wasn't a solo dolo project. This was a collective. It was a whole team. Stay Rowdy was a team, dog. We were a whole fucking mob and shit. One major like piece of history that gets lost and forgotten because it wasn't really it was at the very beginning, is the original website was built on bigcartel.com, right? And then eventually I transferred over to shopify.com, and so that's where I learned how to use Shopify, and it was a big change and shit. But Shopify has a lot of cool features and shit. So if you just want to start your own clothing brand, I suggest you pay the $40 a month, dog, and host your shop on Shopify. That helps us out. You know, it allowed us to print the printing labels. We were able to ship some shirts across the country, dog, through Shopify.com. and they give us discounts in the USPS. But yeah, like if you want to start a clothing brand, do that shit through Shopify. I want to highlight the 2 drops that we did. I know I'm over here talking about like we did this fucking big ass fucking project for years, but we were only able to do 2 drops. So the first one was called the OG number 1. It was just a black Pro Club with white letters that says Stay Rowdy across the chest. It dropped in December 2019. I hosted a concert in my backyard, and I told the homies, my boy Tons and Chino and my cousins, like, you fools down to help me sell some shirts, because I was locked in on trying to perform, because I was going to perform with my homie Surreal. You know, we were doing our Osos. That was our first performance, and it was in my backyard, dog. And shout out to my boy Tons, because he was the first person to sell a shirt. Shout out to Say Less. She's a rapper out here from South Central. She was our first customer. That was dope, dog. I remember I was so locked in. I didn't care about anything else except making sure that everything was going right and that my performance was gonna go right. But I remember my homie Tons, this fool came up to me, he was like, "Hey, fool, I sold a shirt," and he was so fucking happy, dog. And I could just see the excitement in his face. I wish I was as excited as he was that day. And then after the show was over, I was like, "Damn, fool, we sold our first shirt." And to me, that was it, dog. Like, once we sold that first shirt, I was like, we made it. Anything after that was bonus. But even after that, dog, we shot a commercial, which was like the commercial they saw at the very beginning of the documentary, a product explanation video where I was talking about the drop and like just inside knowledge into just the drop itself. You know, I was talking about like how we printed it on Pro Club. I uploaded those videos on YouTube. I mean, I think I uploaded it on YouTube, but I uploaded them on the website. It's like, you ever been on Amazon and you scroll to the last slide and it's like a video explaining what the product is and how to use the product? That's where I got the idea from. And I was like, I'm gonna do that for Stay Rowdy, and I was able to bring that to life. Did some photo shoots, a couple photo shoots, and every package came with 2 free stickers. 2 free stickers. Shout out my boy Stay Lifted, who did a dope like art piece that says Stay Rowdy in like multiple colors. I still got a couple copies of that shit left over, but that was like the main sticker, and obviously the face sticker, and I had a bunch of other stickers. Drop number 2. Speaking of the homie Stay Lifted, when he got his free shirt, that fool took it home, right? Because obviously everybody from the team got free merch all the time. That was my goal. Like, everybody from the team was gonna get free merch. And so when he got his shirt, he didn't even tell me he was gonna do this shit. That fool was like, "Hey, dog, I got a surprise for you." And he tie-dyed his OG number 1. He bleached it. I was like, "Yo, that's dope." And so from that came drop number 2, which was titled Sun Bleached. It was the OG number 1, but with tie-dye, and it had on the side, I dropped some magnets. They're called X magnets. It inspired my tattoo. Is the same font, but the shirt itself was a black Pro Club. Obviously, you know, we actually did the tie-dye process. Like, my boy Stay Lifted did that shit in my backyard with the rubber bands and the bleach, and we hung them up in my backyard. So it was all in-house. We didn't send it out to get made. It was actually done in my backyard. I even typed up a little warning message so people weren't fucking doing laundry and throwing their shirt in the laundry, so I didn't mess up anybody else's clothes. I wasn't trying to be responsible for that. Did a commercial, which you're about to see in a bit. You know, product explanation videos. To me, that was like, I'm gonna do that for every drop. The product explanation videos, and then some photo shoots. Like, those 3 things were, to me, were gonna be mandatory for every drop: commercial, product explanation videos, and some photo shoots. And then obviously 2 free stickers. And yeah, that was it. Drop number 2. Those two drops and shit. But you're about to see commercial number 2 that we filmed. It was dope as fuck, and I hope you enjoy, and we'll be back. IRL. Hope you enjoyed watching that second commercial. That was my favorite commercial. We did that shit out in the streets. The first one we recorded in my backyard, but that second one was dope because I had some new equipment and we were able to fucking get that shit. My camera, we mounted it on my cousin Chunky's car, and that's how we were able to capture Stay Lifted on a skateboard. It was dope as fuck. But other than that, yeah, those were the 2 commercials. Now for drop number 3, what was supposed to be drop number 3, it was going to be called Blue Ice, the name of the shirt, and we were going to release a magnet, the face, like the actual logo, as a magnet. But the extra shirt, we actually printed them, and it was on white long sleeve pro clubs, but there was a printing error, and I'll talk about it right now. So it was black and blue letters that say Stay Rowdy, and my boy Stay Lifted, dog. Shout out to Stay Lifted. This fool always had the ideas. That's why I give this fool props. He was the true visionary. He's a genius when it comes to his art and his clothing shit. He was like, hey fool, instead of putting because I wanted to put the logo in the back of the neck, like in the back, like every other clothing brand does. He said, nah, put the logo on the wrist, on the left wrist, like on the left wrist area, right above the wrist. And I was like, I don't know, dog. And then I printed them shits, and I was like, yo, this shit is hard as fuck. But what ended up happening was there was like a printing error on the logo, and I was like, I can't sell this shit, dog. Like, we got a standard, you feel me? So we never dropped them, but I still gave them out to my people. We were giving them out for free, and we're rocking them shits. I got a couple pictures with them. And the magnet, obviously the magnet, I still got copies of the magnet, the face logo. But yeah, that was it. We're gonna do a crazy ass commercial, but we never brought it to life. And that was it. That was the last shirt that we printed. Never sold any, but some people got to get a copy of the magnet, and they got some free shirts off of that. I don't even know what to call it, unspoken drop or whatever. And yeah, that was it. Those 3, that was it. 3 shirts, fool. I still have a couple shirts of each. Yeah. But speaking of stickers and magnets, all right, for stickers we had 5 sticker variants. I don't have any of them with me, but we had 5 sticker variants and 3 magnet variants. And they were gonna be, released. Some of them were released. All the stickers were released. There was 1 magnet variant that we never released, and I still have all of the copies stashed away. But then 2 cool things that came out from this project and the clothing brand was, the first one was we had a mural. We had a mural done at the homie Sharky's family business on 42nd and Broadway, Sochi Market. It's the face logo. Stay Lifted's homie Too Fat, he blessed us with this piece, big as fuck. It's still rocking there, dog. It's been years and it's still rocking. We had a whole barbecue where, like, once he finished the piece, we were able to sign in whoever was there. I have to go back and take some pictures and shit because I haven't been there in a couple of years. But dog, I was so hyped when the mural was finished, because come on, for the mural, it's a mural, dog. Like, it was big, it's pretty big and shit. So I'm gonna have to go back, get some pictures of it. I recorded my boy Surreal and I, we have a group called Old Souls Organized Sound, and we recorded a music video for the song Off Top. And for my verse, I recorded it in front of that mural and shit. So if you're feeling curious, go check out that music video. But I'll go back, take some pictures, and upload it on my Instagram. And we were able to be vendors at 2 events. The first one was a Black Books and Rhyme Books in downtown LA in May 2021. It was their first event since the pandemic, and it was fucking, that shit was popping, dog. It was myself, my cousin Drone, the homie Chino, and the homie Tons. We set up right there. We just got a little table and shit set up, and it was dope. It was a fun experience and shit. Got to meet a lot of cool people. Got to, be a part of a lot of the environment. I'm not a tagger, but we had a Black Book, so we got a lot of people to sign the Black Books, a lot of sticker exchanges. We did a lot of sticker exchanges that day. We sold like 1 or 2 shirts. I forgot. I was just there for the experience. That was fun as fuck. And then the second event, my homegirl Celeste, she was like, you want to be a vendor at this this little like it was like a little event she was throwing in her backyard. I was like, fool, I'm down, you know. That was my homie Thomas. My homie Thomas was like, yo, I got a hunger. Yeah, there it is. I forgot. The hunger was throwing an event, and I got connected with her, and she's like, yeah, you want to be a vendor? I was like, I'm down. Fuck it. Boom. Pulled up. We were deep as fuck in the cut by the alley, and fool, we sold a couple shirts and shit. It was a dope event. Same thing. Black Book people were signing. A lot of sticker exchanges. A lot of rowdy shit was going on. And I think that was like I got a couple scenes of that day, and it was the last Rowdies episode that we filmed. It was the last Rowdies episode that I was able to film. Fucked up that day. That shit was fucked. I think I almost lost my camera that day. That shit was crazy. But now it's time to do some reflection, right? Let's do a little bit of reflection. So why did it work? The Bay homies need love, dog. The Bay homies need love too. And the need to spotlight the street culture, dog, with some good intentions. And we weren't doing this to get rich. Nobody was doing it to get rich. This wasn't about making money. This is about highlighting the street culture that we're all a part of through our own perspective and our own eyes with our own twist. And we were gonna give back as much as we could, because you can't just take from the street culture, dog, and expect it, for that shit to fly. Nah, it's not how it works. We went in there with good intentions, dog, and I feel like that's why it worked. So we had good intentions. We were marketing it to the right people, and we were able to make a couple sales. I remember it was a good time. But why didn't it work is because at this time I was also on my rowdy shit. So I was never like 100% locked in, because half of the time I was either too hungover or I wanted to just party, dog. Like, it wasn't really I fell in love with the idea and not the work, put it like that. I was like, yo, this sounds dope. I fell in love with the end result, and I never envisioned that running a clothing brand would take so much effort. And then to have a team, like to not get everybody on the same page, but to communicate with all these people, it was difficult for me. Like I said, I wasn't in the right headspace. I was still on my rowdy shit. I wanted to party all the time. I wanted to drink. I wasn't smoking at the time anymore, but I wanted to just fucking get fucked up, dog. So it didn't really work out. And then I got burnt out from all these other ideas, because Stay Rowdy wasn't the only thing I was working on. I still had my music shit, the record label. Then I wanted to do this fucking gaming shit. I wanted to start a marketing agency. So I just got burnt out, dog, from trying to do everything, mostly by myself. Stay Rowdy was a full team. Everything else kind of like, one or two other people, dog. But it was just, everything just fell on me, dog, and I couldn't handle the pressure. And the worst part about it was that I wasn't really focused on myself, my physical self. I wasn't focused on my mind, body, or soul. And I wasn't working on music. Like, my music suffered. I wasn't locked in. And I was just like, fool, my equipment is just collecting dust. So that's why I didn't really work, dog. Imposter syndrome, a little bit of imposter syndrome. Yeah, maybe it was the fucking liquid courage, dog, when I would get drunk, and I was like, fool, we're the shit, dog, but when I was sober up, I was like, I don't know, fool, like, I don't know if this is really what I want to do. I don't know if this is it. Plus, like, years later, like, realizing that I wasn't born to be this rowdy fool, like, it makes sense. Like, it wasn't meant to be. They Stay Rowdy, as dope as it was, as clean as the idea was, it wasn't meant to be. It's never gonna come back. Stay Rowdy is officially retired. It's never gonna come back. The face logo has now transitioned back to being the logo for Rowdy Regime, the record label. But everything that I learned and everything that I was able to accomplish, I'm gonna carry it with me, and I'm gonna apply it to my Othree brand or whatever. I'm gonna do that. It was a good learning experience. I feel bad because I did present this idea to the homies, dog, like, and I was able to get a lot of people to go in on this and give their time and energy to it, and for it to just like kind of die out, I do feel bad. I really feel bad, dog. But all we have left is the memories, some videos, leftover product. I got a tattoo, and we got the mural, dog. But that was it was a fun time. It was a fun time. I don't regret anything. It was a humbling and learning experience that, like I said, I'm applied to my brand now, and I'm a take it a step further and do what I couldn't do now, because now I'm locked in and I'm not on that rowdy shit no more. But I asked myself this question, and I want my people's, everybody that was involved in the creation of Stay Rowdy at some point or the other. I don't want, like, I asked myself this question: am I a failure? I'm not a failure, dog. My peoples are not failures. We made it happen. I had an idea, we brought it to life. Did it work out in the end? No, but I wanted to sell clothes, I sold clothes. I wanted to film commercials, I filmed commercials. I wanted to build a website, we built a website. I wanted to record some product explanation videos like Amazon, they did that shit. Photo shoots, we did that shit. I got my homies to come in, dog, and work on their talents, fool, and show their talents off to the world in whatever ways that means. We did that shit, dog. Stay Rowdy, we did that shit, dog. I did it. My homies did it. We all did it. We're not failures. And that's it. That's the history of Stay Rowdy. Summarized version as much as I could. A lot of shit. That was the most important information, I guess. But with that being said, we're going to end with the last 10 episodes of the Rowdies. And if you're watching this on YouTube or wherever, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, the notification bell so you know when I drop another video or when I go live. I'll see ya when I see ya. Don't forget to love yourself today, alright? Adios.
Walking out the door with some fresh 90s. The old whites, the drips nice. Yeah, I'm icy, but I don't wear eyes. Still a fool that looks fly. Got my button down on, let's get lost in the